Hi, this is Ed again. This is Atheist, the Bird with No Cage, and maybe it's also going to be on the other. We have two channels now. The other channel is called English from Canada with Eddie, and today is April the 22nd, and I should remember that because tomorrow, April the 23rd, is my birthday. I am going to be 81 years old as of tomorrow. So, okay, let's get to, we're going to make this video maybe, how long, like 15 minutes? And what I want to talk about is an idea that I'm kind of borrowing from a new YouTuber that I discovered just very recently. I think maybe this person is not doing YouTube anymore. She's a YouTube activist. That's the way I refer to her. And she's an atheist, and her channel is called Atheist Minority. The videos, maybe she only made 4 or 5 videos that I have found. But anyway, she's a young black woman in the videos, and like I say, she's probably still young because she looks, in the video, she might only be in her 20s. But anyway, the channel is called Atheist Minority, probably because, well, 2 things. She's female and she's black. But one of the videos that she did influenced me quite a bit, had an impact on me, and what she was talking about, she refers to it as what I lost when I left religion, because she was as a younger person, she was a devout religious person. And by the way, I don't have that background. I have never been religious in my whole life, although I was raised, if you've watched any of the other videos, or maybe I've mentioned it several times, I was raised in a Catholic family, and went to a Catholic church from the time I was about maybe 6 years old for about 10 years, 10 or 11 years, something like that. But anyway, this person, I hate to keep calling her this person, but I don't know her name. I tried to find her name, but I couldn't find it. All I could find was Atheist Minority. Anyway, this young person in this one video talks about, she calls it what she misses by leaving Christianity, and she uses the term miss what she misses, but maybe she's being facetious or whatever, because the list of things that she misses is the fear, the confusion, the guilt, and one other thing that I'm going to forget for the minute. Now, I'd like to talk about this, and it's kind of interesting. For me, I thought about, wow, yes, that's very true. Even though I was never religious, but I was influenced by religion. I had religious people around me, and one of the things that I talk about a lot, and has been a big part of my life, is that I've suffered guilt for a lot of my life. Now, I can't really blame all of that on religion directly, although maybe indirectly, because that certainly is one of the things that religion lays on you. Guilt, the idea that you're born a sinner, you know, the Adam and Eve story, and the follow-up to that, that we're all born sinners. So as she points out in her Atheist Minority videos, that fear was one of the big things that she got rid of. She no longer has as an atheist. And I didn't have that experience, so I'm kind of skipping the fear thing, although you can imagine it's easy to, you know, if you're religious, you know well about fear. I mean, just the idea of hell alone that many Christian religions push on us, that's their weapon. If you don't believe and you don't worship and you don't do all the things that the Bible says you should do, you will go to hell. And that's about as fearful an idea as anybody can imagine. One of the ideas that it didn't work for me. I never got that idea or that fear. I was told all that stuff. If you don't believe, you're going to hell. But somehow it never made any sense to me, this idea there's a place where there's fire and all that shit. So it never happened. But the guilt thing I did get, and I'm not necessarily going to try that blame it directly on religion. More a combination of religion and my father, especially my father. And he was not a religious man, really. I have no idea what he believed, because he never talked about it. And in fact, he never or seldom went to church, even though he insisted that the rest of us, we were 6 children, and my mother and my father insisted that we all go to church. And as I recall, you know, you can imagine I'm going back 70 plus years. As I recall, my father almost never went to church. But I did develop this guilt concept, partly from a little bit of the religion, because you were told over and over and over, and even though I never believed it was true, I was told often enough, you're guilty, you're immoral, you're born that way. You know, the Christian philosophy or doctrine teaches you you're born evil and bad. And so, and not only that, there was that message coming from the priest on Sundays, and that was part of it. And the other part of it was that my father was the kind of person that, you know, I was the eldest, and so I got a lot of that. You're lazy, you're bad, you're stupid, you don't pay attention, you're not obedient, which of course you're supposed to be if you're religious and everything. So, you know, that was pounded into me, and even though the hell thing didn't work and didn't cause any fear or anything, that one did work. So, how's our time so far, Jose? Yes. Now, the other thing that the Atheist Minority presenter talks about was the confusion. And the Bible, as far as I can see, is a huge book of confusion, and telling confusing kinds of stories. Like right from the beginning, I've done it enough times that I don't really need to. You know, Genesis telling us about how God made Adam out of a handful of earth supposedly, and maybe breathed into it, and somehow Adam appeared magically. And then the other kind of confusing or unbelievable story is that somehow, without Adam even knowing it, God took a bone, a rib bone out of Adam, and used that bone to somehow create Eve as a person. So there was that kind of confusion. So the fear, I've only had the normal fears of life. I don't know how that one happened. Nothing to do with religion, but I have the phobia of snakes. I'm terrified of snakes for no good reason. In my later life, it's a little bit better, but you know, I still couldn't. A harmless little snake, I'm not comfortable picking them up or anything like that. So anyway, I just want to, maybe part of this is a shout out to the young woman that makes the YouTube channel called Atheist Minority. Check her out and watch the video where she says what I miss from Christianity. It's a great rundown on some of the things that, it's weird that some of the things that I say are beautiful about being an atheist is that hell fear you don't have. You don't have the confusion, you don't have the guilt. Because as soon as you stop believing that we're born evil, then, you know, I don't pretend that I can do anything in the world and not be immoral. Of course, I've got I have a standard of morality that I try to live by. It's pretty simple. It's kind of the golden rule. Anyway, once again, I'm Ed. This is Atheist, a Bird with No Cage. And once again, I recommend check out the YouTube site that's fairly old now. But anyway, this very charming and intelligent and clear-spoken young woman talks about her atheism and leaving the Christian religion. And I think that's all I want to talk about for this video. So tomorrow's my birthday. I'm 81 years old tomorrow, and I hope it's going to be a good day. And thank you, and we'll see you in the next one.